No intro video, no nothing, no bells and whistles. God, it's been too long since we've done one of these. I was talking with C-Boss. I think the last pod we did was to preview Double or Nothing 2024. That's how long it's been.
So young.
This is the crew too. I don't know why we're not doing these over here, because the format for these guys is just it's so much more avant-garde, and we could speak a little more naturally and not have to worry about getting yelled at for saying fuck, just like Cody Rhodes.
Oh my God!
We
got that. We got that Netflix deal.
Yeah. I was at a watch party with some friends for that. When he dropped that F-bomb, everyone lost their minds. And then when him and Cena embraced, we were kind of tense. It was like, is someone gonna turn? And then Cena's face drops. We're like, oh shit!
Yo, I'm gonna tell you,
Cena's about to turn heel.
It's a hard thing to I know that our preferred flavor of professional wrestling has always been, AEW, New Japan, the weird stuff, the indies. We typically congregate to these areas to discuss that, but it's impossible to not talk about the Cena heel turn. It's impossible. It
is.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah. I said this then, I'm saying it now. This is the biggest heel turn in the history of the industry. This is bigger than Hogan joining the Outsiders. This is bigger than Austin shaking hands with McMahon.
I don't know. I think we need to ride it out, because if nothing happens, it's just going to be a single moment.
The turn itself, the moment itself, that's big.
Well,
for sure.
Did you see it hit the IWC yesterday afternoon? People were talking about it, but did you see that they put a patent on the Break-A-Wish Foundation?
I did. Oh my God.
That's awful.
Yeah, I gotta give it to the Fed, man. Every now and then they like to surprise us and suck us back in, and I'm back to watching WWE.
It's an abusive relationship for sure.
WWE is finally embracing the sickos.
You know what's annoying, though, with Revolution coming on basically a week after this? You know that whatever happens in the main event between Moxley and Cope, they're going to try and compare to the Cena heel turn and say, oh, that wasn't nearly as big. And I'm like, obviously, Cena's heel turn.
Yeah, Cena's heel turn is an industry-shifting moment.
Well, I mean... we always talk about how bad tribalism in professional wrestling is. I mean, you're not going to stop these idiots who are brainwashed by WWE media from spitting their vitriol all over the internet because it makes them feel relevant because they're backed by the biggest wrestling promotion on earth. Get out of here, but who cares? Leave AEW. I'm at the maybe 2 years ago when we would talk about this, guys, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck all that noise. Fuck those guys. And now I'm kind of just like, let them have their own little thing, dude. Like, if this is how they want to live and close off all of these. They close off everything that's great in the pro wrestling landscape for one promotion that's basically an adult. It's basically it's a soap opera for adults. And I'm glad that they're getting a little edgier and we're starting to hear fucks and shits and we're seeing some blood here and there. That's cool, but we're here to talk about Revolution, folks.
Yeah, we're here to talk about
don't ruin
upcoming AEW pay-per-view.
Yes,
on Sunday, March 9th.
Speaking of that main event, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen with this match. And that's what I love about the card overall is you look at most of these matches and I'm like, I don't know who's going to win. There's only I don't know.
There's 3 titles that I can confidently say will be defended, and that's Tony, Mercedes, and the Hurt Syndicate.
How cool would it be?
Well, I'm not 100% convinced Tony's gonna retain her title because this is.
Why would they hot potato it back? Why would they have Tony win it just to hot potato it back to Mariah? That doesn't make any sense.
Because I think part of the reason they gave Tony the title back is because they were in her home country. So why
wouldn't they give Buddy the title? Why wouldn't they have who's the other Australian? Why wouldn't they have Harley Cameron beat Mercedes Moné? If they were just gonna do that for a cheap hometown pop, go all in. have all 3 Australians who were in title matches win their titles.
Yeah, I don't think Mariah May is re-winning the belt.
She's not. At least not now.
No, yeah, maybe for sure later down the road, but not.
Because I'm thinking like Tony's gonna hold it until I genuinely think Mercedes Moné is gonna be the one to dethrone her, and then she's gonna lose to Athena.
I would love they're alluding to a lot of Athena in AEW right now, and I think
because like Billy Starks has appeared on like 2 of the last 3 Dynamites, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And how good does she look? I mean, like the 19 years old, and she's an absolute rock star, and she could cut a promo, and she could work.
Yeah, she's like undoubtedly like a future pillar of the women's division.
Yeah.
By the way, Shane, I love that your kid just ran away. Basically, oh, yeah, he's coming back now.
Like I think like there's a 50-50 chance that Kenny Omega's walking away international champion.
Oh, of course.
But like, C-Boss, that's genuinely what I'm saying. Like, I can confidently say Mercedes is retaining her title.
Oh, yeah. They see, I love Momo Watanabe, but I genuinely could see Billy Starks being the one taking the TBS title off her with all these teases. Or Harley Cameron gets a rematch.
As much as I would love to say Brody King's going to dethrone Okada.
No, they're going to save that for Kenny.
Yes, so I can say pretty confidently Okada's retaining his title. Hurt Syndicate are not losing to Outrunners.
No, they're not. As much as I would love to see the Outrunners win the titles, not now.
Why? No, listen, you guys don't be that group of guys that I'm gonna say it. Don't be mad at me for saying it, boys. You know I love you guys to death. But like we've been like growing up with WWE, we were so programmed to believe that this is how storytelling is supposed to go. I would not mind them popcorning these tag team titles, especially if they slap it on the Outrunners, because it's my little slice of nostalgia pie. These boys not only
they are like extremely over.
Yeah,
like it's incredible. Like because like I'd seen them. We saw them at ROH tapings before Collision a couple years ago. They got no crowd reaction, and now all of a sudden they're getting like the biggest pop of the night.
By the way, the Guns better show back up. Otherwise, that video they had in their return is going to mean nothing.
They're easing their way back in. Colton's still injured.
Yeah, okay. I could tell by the way he was moving in that match against the Hurt Syndicate. So I think what they should do is they should be backing up Jay White with that Death Riders.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, by the way, if you heard the post-match promo Jay White cut after basically giving Max Caster a Blade Runner and pitting him for the 1, 2, 3. By the way, I love this.
I love that. I had said it while I was watching that match while we were doing Dynamite yesterday. I'm like, watch this. He's gonna hit 1 Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3, and then it happened. I was like, I was joking.
I think Max Caster is about to be. He's going on tour. He's going on tour's direct support for like an indie hip hop guy, and he's gonna be on the road for like a month and a half. I think they're easing him off of AEW programming, and I don't know if it's for like behind the scenes reasons, because he doesn't know how to keep himself out of trouble on social media. He doesn't know how to shut up, and most of his opinions are really stupid. Like his actual opinions, like the Max Caster net ones, not the Platinum Max ones. But I don't think we're going to see him around very longer. Which is sad, because like, does that mean that they're going to shelve Bowens and Billy Gunn too? I mean, Billy Gunn is he's doing a victory lap around the retirement rung, Billy
Gunn get DLC for 2K25?
So WWE, remember how I got integrated into the fan hub, because at the time I was working in GameStop, and I was like doing like all the promo work for Fight Forever back then, and I had hands on it. WWE technically owns, when you sign a contract, you give them their name, like they own the intellectual property for everything that they've ever done. I mean, like they could, in theory, AEW does the same to their wrestlers. Like if they did a Fight Forever 2, they could have Punk in there if they want to as a legacy character.
Like how Fight Forever 1 had Cody.
Yeah, exactly. But there was contract issues with Fight Forever because WWE's trying to fight to keep FTR out of the game and Swerve Strickland and Tony Storm because they had all been in 2K23. Remember? Dude, Tony Storm was a playable character in 2K23.
In WWE 2K22, yeah.
Was that the
Swerve, Samoa Joe, Keith Lee,
Bearcat, baby?
Oh God!
Would
have had Adam Cole as his manager. Vince, how do you fuck that up bad?
By the way,
you be a sexist, racist, misogynist that sticks all of your people of color in a faction together and treats them like crap.
Has the Latino, has all the luchadors feuding with each other.
You crap on your secretary.
By the way, I'm thinking back on the previous Revolutions we've had. Revolution is starting to feel more and more like AEW's version of WrestleMania because
that's kind of what All In is.
But DON was their first Double or Nothing was their first pay-per-view, so you would imagine that would be the one, right?
You'd think. What I think that they really need to do with Double or Nothing is they need to bring back the Casino Battle Royals and treat Double or Nothing like the Royal Rumble of AEW.
They could definitely gimmick
and then
the events.
Whoever wins the men's and women's Casino Battle Royals gets title shot at All In.
Well, that's what they're doing with the Owen Hart.
Yeah, that's what they did with the Owen Hart Cup last year.
That's my major gripe with the pay-per-views are that they're not very distinguished from one another. They just all look the same. Like, I know I'm being a complainer, but the stage, the set, the theme, it's all the same. I mean, it's all great. Don't get me wrong, but they could do that a little bit. They could improve on that front.
And I think that's why they do so much to separate All In because it's a stadium show instead of an arena show.
Yes. But, I'm just thinking about Revolution. Like last year, we had the triple threat match: Samoa Joe, Hangman, Swerve. Fantastic match. My personal favorite match from last year's Revolution: FTR versus BCC. There was just something about that tag team match that I absolutely loved.
So random.
Ospreay Takeshita was a masterclass of why AEW is truly where the best wrestle.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had this argument with the kid that works in my facility that's a total WWE mark, and the AEW's a botch factory. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have a higher probability of seeing botches when you actually have 2 hours of wrestling as opposed to 48 minutes worth of wrestling on a 3-hour program. Of course,
and 2.5 hours of just promos, segments, backstage stuff,
fiddling each other. God, just give me the wrestling. That's why I like NXT though, because NXT lately has been
NXT
mostly wrestling. Who looks great right now? Ethan Page, love him.
And I'm loving Shawn Spears just won the North American title.
Sure did. And then WWE riffed on him and were like, "Hey, where was Shawn Spears 25 years ago, getting super kicked by Shawn Michaels in a hallway in the same facility?"
By the way, I'm loving this feud between Javon Evans and Ethan Page. They're actually doing, I think it's a no DQ match next week at NXT Roadblock at the theater at MSG.
I'm gonna be that guy. Ethan Page, AEW fumbled Ethan Page hard as fuck. Ethan Page rules. He is so good. He is so talented. He is such a great wrestler. He is convincing. Dude, move him up to the main roster and give him $1 million every single year. Give him a multi-year deal. Have him super kick Shawn Spears, and
Yeah, I think that's the one guy that got away. That they could have done a lot more with. I think Tony fought like hell to keep the Lucha Brothers. I think he really did try to keep Ricky Saints or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do. I think Ethan Page was willing to stay with AEW, but his final straw was when he was relegated to ROH, and he's just too talented for that.
Yeah. I
Right,
mean, in terms of Ricky Starks or Ricky Saints, I don't care. I'm still going to call him Ricky Starks. They were even chanting during like the tag team match, like Tony fumbled.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, but it is bullshit because he had an opportunity to have creative in AEW, and
Yeah.
Ricky Stark said no. He said, I don't
Ricky
want to do it.
Starks kept turning down
Even one
creative.
bit.
If anything, Ricky fumbled himself.
Yeah, you could sit, and I'm sure Cody had a hand in everything that happened because they're best buds, and
Right.
and contract tampering is real for both companies. Just because AEW is a smaller company doesn't mean that they're out there trying to actively recruit. That's what the whole that's a pro wrestling thing. We'll look at the relationship with Japan. How many of these Japanese people come over to AEW as soon as they realize that that's where the fucking money is? I did a compare and contrast for the hub of guys that have been in both promotions and what they make monetarily. Like Tony Khan is paying his people hard as fuck. Now you got people like Ricky and Stephanie Van Coor and that'll take that pay cut just to be on TV. If that's what you're into, dude, go get your bag, dude.
I mean, I understand it because they're all like, in a way, they're all working towards their next contract. They're independent contractors. So in order to make more money later down the road, I completely understand the mindset of being on TV, getting more exposure, becoming more of a household name, because ultimately it's your brand. I mean, you're selling it on WWE programming, but it's your brand that you are selling to make as much money as possible in this industry. And that's why it's important to have these at least two nationally recognized companies simultaneously in this country.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, it sounds like Julia is injured, so I think they're gonna belt up.
Yeah, they're gonna because they're gonna have a
Title
a title for title match
at Roadblock. And I feel like Stephanie's gonna be double champ for a while because Julia's injured. Yeah.
Man, that I would have done anything to book. If I were Tony Khan, I would have done literally anything to book Stephanie Van Coor. Anything. Julia, you're going to get a million of those. And I think she's fantastic and she's wildly talented. But Stephanie Van Coor is a once-in-a-lifetime women's wrestler. She is solid gold. Period. So, then again, this is another... her signing with WWE is a product of, the wrestling machine and how she grew up, and that's all she had access to. So that's where she wanted to be. It was her choice. But at least we got her. Good.
You know what's funny though is like we're talking about all these guys like Penta, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks. Like WWE fans knew who these people were. Why?
Because they're watching it. Fuck you, you fucking tribalists. Eat a dick.
Because of AEW. Like,
it's true. Yeah.
That's why they all got mega pops when they debuted, whether it was in NXT or on the main roster. Like, you can deny it all you want, but I can literally show you, like, as soon as Ricky Starks, he's the most recent example. That's why I keep bringing him up. Walked down those stairs in Orlando, the crowd popped. Why? Because of his history with freaking AEW
and MLW and everything he did in the Indies. Because Ricky is talented. My opinion of Ricky is that he is a bastardization of several. He's an amalgamation of so many different wrestlers all crammed into one, and I'm not sure if he's even at the best of doing himself, but. I don't think he's probably worth what they paid to get him over, but I'm sure, again, Cody had his hand in that. So,
hey, I'm not trying to turn this into like a Ricky Starks conversation.
Well, you can, Rollins. You can, God damn it.
You always do. What's changed now?
Yeah. Listen, your social media platform, your social media programs on your phone, every single one records every single keystroke, watches you while you're scrolling through. So it's going to shoot wrestling at you. So people are being forced to see things that they normally wouldn't typically see on TikTok when they're scrolling, on Instagram Reels, on Facebook, like the whole 9 yards. So yeah, people are digesting Ricky Starks, and that's great. He deserved to have a platform because he truly is that talented. I just don't think, honestly, in my less than humble bullshit ass shitty opinion, I don't think he's as talented as everyone. I do
As
think
he
he's
thinks he is.
Yeah.
I think he's a Temu. I think he's a Temu
Cope
version.
buried him
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a promo.
He's a Temu Rock, and I don't think he's gonna survive NXT. Honestly,
What did Cope call him? A vanilla midget rock or whatever?
your pants look like shit, dude.
Dude,
You didn't bring your style over from the other place. You got your style from The Rock.
Yeah.
by the way, I'm
Cope
loving
cooked his ass.
I'm loving the story they're telling with Moxley versus Adam Copeland. Sorry, I'm calling it Cope. I'm sorry. It's
Call him Edge. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was a good segue. Why'd you ruin it?
Call him fucking Edge. He's Edge.
Yes,
Edge
Edge.
and Christian are in AEW.
I will call him Damon Stryker, and you will like it.
Oh, he's Canadian. Oh God.
Okay, whatever.
Only you would know that, motherfucker.
WCW, was that Damon Stryker, or is that a different one?
No, you're right.
I think you're thinking of Sexton Hardcastle.
Saxton Hardcastle, that's the one. I
Yeah,
almost said Terra Rising, but no, that's the ring.
that's bad memories.
Wait, C-Boss. That almost reminds me of the commercial when Dion changed his name to Dion Sandcastle so he could get drafted again in the NFL. Please tell me.
Are we
I
segueing
don't
into an
think I've ever
NFL
seen that
conversation
one.
because the NFL looks like shit right now. The NFL waiver wire looks like shit right now too. So are we gonna start talking about free agency in the NFL? It's just as bad as professional wrestling.
It
No.
really is.
Anyway,
Where's Sam Darnold going?
who cares?
The Saints.
But no, but my point though is I'm loving the story. Like, first Cope got rid of Claudio and what's her name? Marina.
No,
Shafir.
it wasn't
Shafir.
Cope who got Cope got rid of Pac first.
That's
Pac
right.
was the first one to get the concerto. Then he gave one to Claudio. Then he was about to give one to Marina, but then Willow comes down and gives her one herself.
And
And
then
then he just shakes hands with what's
Why
her
is
name?
it Willow? Why is it Willow Women's World Champion?
What? You know what? That is a good question.
She's
Why
so
isn't-
wonderful and positive and such a great wrestler and such a great
Yeah.
worker.
She's got one of my favorite pounces.
Pounces. She's got one of my favorite smiles, and she
Well,
listens to
I
shitty
like the
music like I
move.
do. She listens to like fucking old metalcore and bad punk rock. That's me.
That's,
Like,
that's what I listen to.
I love Willow, dude. I want to see her hold the championship so bad because she is just absolute gold. Every
She
time.
should have held the TBS title for longer.
Yeah,
I
well,
feel like they quick lined the belt to Mercedes too fast.
Well, she's doing the work. She's doing the same thing that Swerve Strickland did at the beginning of his tenure in AEW. Where, Swerve ate a lot of pins, bro, like for
Yeah.
a very
Oh my
long
God.
time. And then they found something for him that worked, and they're in the process of milking the honey out of that.
my
like-
God, that match on Sunday between him and Ricochet is just gonna be awesome.
Prince
That's
Puma
what-
versus Killshot, dude. I hope they do.
Oh.
I just redo the whole fucking match. Give
Yeah,
me the whole.
if I'm Tony, I'm
whole fucking
watching
match.
that match from Lucha Underground, and I'm like, all right, can you two replicate those spots? If so, just do the whole match over again.
Yeah, Ricochet but they're both still performing like they did 10 years ago. Both
Yeah.
of these guys are
Like,
still in.
Yeah.
And this is
Heat.
Ricochet's best promo work in his entire career.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, easily.
because he's
for
not
sure.
being forced to because it's not being written for him.
yeah.
Because he's
loving-
passionate about selling it. But that's the same shit he did in Japan, man. You're gonna
Yeah.
talk shit about
Loved
Ricochet's
King
promo-
Ricochet in Japan.
Yeah,
I
dude.
the one thing I wish he would do, he did it one time when he switched over to this gimmick. In his entrance, I wish he would have that cocky laugh at the start.
Sounds
Oh, in the
like
beginning of
the whole ass Mickey Mouse. Haha.
It sounds like a non-digitized version of the laugh in Hiromu Takahashi's theme.
Nice.
I think that would be so good. But what I'm really hoping is that he keeps this character beyond this feud. I know this.
Oh, he is. He's gonna be heel for a while.
Yeah.
Like, don't shit,
It
like,
is working.
And
Yeah,
I'm not saying
it's
they
working. It's over. He's getting great. He's getting better crowd reactions than he ever did in WWE.
like, I would love to see him carry this like heel gimmick into a feud with Hangman, because the psychological warfare those two would have would be so good. My god!
I think Hangman's
love
headed. I think Hangman's headed towards the World Championship again, and I hope so. Yeah. I very regularly refer to Hangman Adam Page, excuse me, whiskey. Very regularly refer to Hangman Adam Page as the final boss of AEW, because he is. It's not Kenny. It's not the Bucks. It's Hangman. Hangman's going to be with this organization. He's going to ride it off into the sunset. And I believe he has so much heart and soul, and just the idea of Hangman holding the fucking AEW World Championship is just amazing.
And that was one of the best world title storylines in AEW history, the stuff with Kenny and Hangman.
Yeah, agreed. Oh God,
Yeah,
because they were so close, and if you know about them from Japan, like they're
I remember watching the night Hangman joined the Bullet Club.
What's the Bull Club?
Who knows?
I don't fucking know what the Bull Club
Bang
is.
Bang Gang.
Oh God, not AEW. So yeah, go ahead.
By the way, I've gone back and watched the two matches at Wrestle Dream and Full Gear between Jay White and Hangman. I think I liked the Wrestle Dream one a little bit more, but they were both fantastic.
Jay White can work with anyone.
Jay White can work with everybody. That's a thing. Yeah. It's been a thing too.
He is easily one of the most adaptable wrestlers I've ever seen, and he can counter. I've seen this on Reddit forums. I've seen this on when I was back on Instagram last year. I've seen this everywhere. Hangman's Blade Runner is AEW's RKO because he can hit that shit out of nowhere. Yeah, Jay White's Blade Runner is AEW's RKO because he can hit that out of nowhere, and you won't see it coming.
It's a stunner with a long body. It's a stunner.
Well, it's a cutter. It's a jumping cutter. That's what the RKO is.
Out of nowhere. The only difference between him and Stone Cold doing it is Stone Cold kicked you in the gut first.
Yep.
Which is basically what Kevin Owens does.
Well, Kevin Owens stole Stone Cold Stunner.
I want to see that. The Steamalizer. What the fuck happened to that?
C-Boss, I'll tell you this. As much as I loved the John Cena heel turn, trust me, the match is going to be great at WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong. But as of right now, I'm more interested in the Kevin Owens, Randy Orton WrestleMania feud than I am.
Yeah, because Kevin Owens teased the punt.
Kevin Owens needs to do is fight Sami Zayn for the rest of his career.
Yes. Oh my God.
Every fucking pay-per-view.
Give
me a fight without honor.
That unsanctioned match was very much a New Japan death match.
I feel like this compliment goes to both, especially Kevin Owens and Jay White. Either one of them could fight a freaking broom, and they would somehow make it amazing.
You ever see Kota Ibushi fight a blow-up doll?
I have.
That's a thing.
Kenny Omega fought a 9-year-old girl.
Kenny Omega fought a 9-year-old girl.
And it was a weird place.
Oh, wait.
Don't forget about the greatest match of all time, Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan.
Is that No, the tent match.
Oh God! wait, what about Mokujin, I forget the name, versus the Mummy or whatever.
Wait.
That was another match where what's that AEW ref? Bryce Remsburg. He was on ref for both that one and Invisible Man, Invisible Stan.
Yeah, what about Braun Strowman and whatever that kid's name was versus the Bar?
Oh yeah, when a 10-year-old won the Raw Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania because Braun Strowman accidentally knocked out his dad.
I got in trouble yesterday in the fan hub, by the way.
What did you do?
I made a derogatory statement about Layla Hirsch.
What'd you say?
Someone asked me, where is Layla Hirsch heading? And I said, the Micro Brawlers Federation.
Oh wow!
Be with your people.
You said that. You said that on the podcast.
I said that live on the podcast, and they're like, "Shane, fuck's wrong with you? We're
It is.
out."
It is a shame to let her go.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
We love her.
she's decent. Yeah.
Yeah, man. She got injured. That's what fucked her up.
Yeah.
So,
But seriously, like I look at the card for Revolution overall, I can't like MJF Hangman. I have no idea who's gonna win that match. Swerve Ricochet, couldn't tell you. Osprey Fletcher, I have no clue. Takeshita Kenny, I have no idea.
It's Kenny. Get
Mox-
the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's one match of the
Yeah.
4 matches you just said. Where it's just like it's fucking Kenny.
that's the
It's
one
Kenny.
I kind of. Yeah. The main
No,
event could go either way.
This is us, by the way. This is Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Tony Khan when booking Revolution.
Yes.
Like, but that, well, I don't know. There's just something about that Takeshita Omega match. Like, I could see them having Takeshita go 3-0 against Omega.
Not when he was saying stuff like, "Oh, if Takeshita beats me, then maybe I'll never challenge for another championship."
No, Kenny's
again.
winning.
Yeah, Kenny's on that's what tipped
needs
me off
it.
to Kenny's winning.
Yeah, because if Kenny beats Takeshita, he also beat diverticulitis. And those stomach shots ain't going to be worth shit no more. So they're
Right.
going after his
Yeah.
fucking surgical scars.
but
Yeah,
like,
Gabe.
Every time.
I don't
Like
know.
Jim Ross, that son of a bitch.
I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
my god, I would have loved to see Jim Ross on commentary for Cena's heel turn.
Oh,
Cena
good.
has embraced
God damn
Cody
it,
Rhodes.
Rock.
Wait,
That
what's
son
Rock
of a
doing?
bitch.
What's that? Oh, that son of a bitch, Cena!
Son
He
of a
turned
bitch.
on Cody. He sold his soul to the Rock.
Yeah,
Rock on.
Yeah, God, my God, this is a monumental day of wrestling history. God, Jim Ross
I
can't even
guarantee you,
string
this
together
is that son of a
sentences
bitch
anymore.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Ross is like he's like Grandpa. Like Grandpa's here. We have Grandpa here at family functions. He's about to say something racist. That's Jim Ross. We know.
Jim Ross, anytime Triple H so much as breathed.
He hit him with that son of a bitch.
Wait, Grandpa, you
Cost off to
can't.
the title, you bastard.
Well, hold on, Rollins. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you think that it's possible for Momo Watanabe to drop that belt off of Mercedes Moné? You think she's held it for over a year, and it's a time to kind of shake things up in the AEW spectrum. You think Tony might not be using Revolution as a device to flip everything going on in stories on top of its head? What if Cope wins? How about that?
That's
what-
what I'm saying. Like
What the fuck's going on with the Death Riders after people can't bitch about the Death Riders because they got rid of them if Cope wins?
yeah.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. It, like I said earlier, based on Jay White's post-match promo, I think the Switchblade is going to turn on Cope during that match.
Why though? Why would he do that?
I'm going to tell you what's
So-
going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Cope is going to win. He's going to get the fuck kicked out of him. And then Christian is going to come out and take the belt off of him. And then Jay White's going to take the belt off of Christian.
Because Rollins, the thing about Jay White, he's an ultimate opportunist, but he's also smart. He knows that turning on Cope is not in his best interest whatsoever.
Except, like, Jay White could use turning on Cope to get to Moxley. If Mox,
But
If-
then
if-
he burns a bridge, and now he's got to deal with the Death Riders without any help.
Well, no, because so we have Gabe Kidd and
Oh,
Clark
yeah.
Connors
Yeah,
in
I guess-
AEW right now, actively working. They're starting to set up Dynasty. They're starting to set up Forbidden Door.
That
They're
is
gonna
true.
bullet. He's talking about his Bullet Club Gold members again, which is he's saying, "Where's my BCG members that remember when we thought Bullet Club was out of AEW? No, it's still there." You know, you have members of Bullet Club in AEW currently. You know, and then you have so many former members of Bullet Club in AEW.
Right,
you know-
the entire elite was former Bullet Club.
Yeah,
I could see the
Elite.
Young Bucks returning at this pay-per-view, by the way.
I genuinely think, like, if the Don Callis family comes down to beat up Kenny after the match with Takeshita, if it's just Mark Davis or the Murder Machines or whatever, I think the Bucks are turning. If it's Mark Davis and the Murder Machines and it's like a 4-on-1 thing, Bucks are bringing Kota Ibushi with them.
But we don't even know that Mark Davis is like completely into what's going on. They're treating him like they're forcing him to do the shit. Like
he did willingly hit Ospreay. He could have easily hit Fletcher.
Yeah, I willingly hit Ospreay for $1 million too. Like,
dude, my God, that steel cage match is gonna be bonkers.
It's gonna be one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And AEW does steel cage matches exceptionally well. Young Bucks, Lucha Brothers,
Luchasaurus, Jack Perry. Holy fuck!
Ricochet or not Ricochet? Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker.
Who's Britt Baker?
Exactly.
No, I'm serious. Who's Britt Baker? Sounds like a dentist's name.
Yeah, it sounds like a name of a dentist who.
Oh, that's Adam Cole's ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah, it is.
Fuck. Where has she been? Being mediocre somewhere, probably.
Yeah. Open wide.
No, just bite. That's how you get out of her fucking submit. Just bite.
That's
down.
how you get out of it. That's how you get out of the fucking mandible claw.
No, the
bite
mandible
down.
claw is different because he explained this. The mandible claw is different because he pressed down on the palate. That's a nervous reflex. But Britt Baker's move does not make sense.
Yeah, it's like Cena's STF. You could drive a bus through that thing. It's so loose.
Yeah.
Loose.
I mean, you kind of knew Cena was turning heel when Seth just curb stomped the fuck out of CM Punk. And
No,
Cena,
you knew John Cena was turning heel at the Royal Rumble press conference when he said, "What's best for business is John Cena being in the main event of WrestleMania."
I forgot about that.
That was best for business, John. What's best for business.
Midlife crisis, John.
Best for business, which is probably Roman Reigns.
Yeah, well, no, Roman feigns. I don't know. Roman's still sick, and he's gonna sit, and he should. You think they're gonna put this belt on CM Punk there, C-Boss?
I want them to so badly.
You are such a fucking mark.
I want.
Get that
I
shirt off.
want
The biggest
to
grifter
be
in professional wrestling history. You're gonna
CM
fucking
Punk
the
could
fakest
be-
punk in the history of punk rock.
CM Punk could be WWE World Heavyweight or WWE Champion forever, and I would eat it all up. I may be like the biggest AEW mark. But my God, CM Punk just every time he gets in that ring, he just creates some sort of magic. Except for at SummerSlam last year, because that match was bad.
That match was balls. We're fighting over a wrist bracelet that my kids make in the basement on the weekend.
I also hated the red light, green light match, but the Hell in a Cell match was really good.
The Hell in a Cell match was good. I would have dropped that would have dropped that fucking toolbox on his face twice. That would have been me, but
we don't need a repeat of Hell in a Cell 2019 with Seth and the Fiend.
Oh God!
R.I.P. Bray Wyatt, dude.
100%. That match was just I hated it.
Bad.
It was real bad.
Yes,
I
very
just
bad.
thought something funny that's offensive. God damn it! You can't get in a faction with Bray Wyatt unless you want to die in the future. I'm going to hell.
Someone check on Eric Rowan. Someone check on Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman.
Well, Braun Strowman rules. Except what was that?
Like Cottonwood.
What was that promotion that he did with EC3 and
what was that? That was awful.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, that's based out of Cleveland, baby. JD, that's the JC from a band called Dead Even. JC was a friend of mine, and they ran their promotion out of Florida. But some of the worst fucking promo work I've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling. How to control your narrative. EC3 never rate anything. Stay in NWA unless you're coming back to NXT. Dude's an Adonis, though. The EC3 is an Adonis.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that dude looks like a fucking marble cut Roman stone statue from the 800s.
Yeah, with the stupid face though.
Former Wyatt family. We're talking about the one that never was Eli Cottonwood and his promo about mustaches.
Hey, where's Tyler Bates?
I don't have a mustache, but my mustache is better than yours.
I was wondering about that. Where is Tyler Bate?
Where's Tyler Bates?
Injured. Still,
Oh,
him and Dragunov are apparently still injured.
No, okay.
I miss Ilya Dragunov. I like that kid.
Where's Brian Kendrick? On the sex offender registry. Moving on. Moving on. So Revolution this week, gentlemen. Let's talk about. Let's get into the bread and butter. We're here for a reason. We wanted to talk about Revolution. Let's talk about. We
Let's talk
glossed
about
over
the Hollywood ending.
Yeah, let's talk about the Hollywood ending. C-Boss, take it
No
away.
DQs, no rope breaks, falls count anywhere. Good Lord, Tony Storm and Mariah May are going to murder each other. There will be the shoe. Tony Storm's been warning us this whole time. Mariah May better watch for that fucking shoe because it's going to be flying in her face.
I want to see Luther involved in this match. Maybe Serpenticle will come out and back him too.
He undoubtedly will.
We'll go around the panel. Who's winning this match, boys?
maybe
Tony.
Yeah.
I got Tony, dude.
Undoubtedly.
My Anaconda don't want none.
Take the belt off of Mariah May just to give it back to her like a couple weeks later.
I think that it would be cool if they took the belt off of her, though, because it's going to turn Tony Storm into a complete psychopath, and I would love to see what her next character is going to be.
Her husband does that to her anyways.
Who? Juice Robinson? They're looking like a whole entire cinnamon crunch toast crunch commercial from the fucking 90s. I love Juice Robinson.
I love him too. I loved him even before he joined Bullet Club. I loved him when he was with David Finlay, Finjuice.
Oh, Finjuice is oh god, when they wore the disco shit and we're all colorful.
Yeah, they reminded me of like the YMCA for some reason.
No, I'm gonna suck us back into the fucking women's conversation. So Tony's winning. Wolf, you got Tony too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got Tony.
How cool would it be? Wolf,
I'm not 100% convinced. I kind of think they might give it back to Mariah.
Give it back to Mariah.
Yeah.
Why? A participation trophy if she wins. It's a congratulations for showing up. Unless she absolutely goes out there and decimates Tony Storm and destroys her and kills her on fucking screen. I love Mariah May, by the way. The only women in Japanese pro wrestling to beat someone by twerking. That's a C-Boss is gonna get my back on this because you've seen it.
I've seen it.
You see, he's seen it. She's won by twerking.
Yep.
Mariah May is a untapped talent, which is why they put that belt on her the way that they did. She is also a wonderful wrestler. It could go on her and be relevant. I could see it being relevant, being back on her, like I'm the bitch. And then Tony Storm has a reason to be way more of a psychopath, and then we get way more cool storylines with Tony Storm. Or Tony retains it, and we get way more cool storylines with Tony Storm. I mean,
I think it's going to be the end of their feud for now, and I can't see the end of their feud happening if Mariah May wins the belt.
Yeah.
That's my thought. I don't know.
You think?
I mean,
like they'll probably revisit it like years down the line, but for right now, I think this is like
revisit it for a while.
They could even team again.
They
could one of those deals.
Like maybe there's a bigger threat. Mercedes 1-8.
Like Megan Bain.
Together to take. Oh yeah, Megan Bain.
Megan Bain. And speaking about another woman that looks like a Greek Adonis, I mean Megan Bain is out there looking like
she casually tosses Statlander like she's a nothing.
Bro, but then you're putting over Penelope Ford in tandem, who is also amazing.
Yeah,
that's a combo deal now.
Women's wrestlers out there.
And you also have Thunder Rosa in there.
It looks great.
Wolf, you love Thunder Rosa. You've been back in. Listen, I'm gonna say it hard. I'm not trying to call you out, brother.
Huron and Wolf are just like our Thunder Rosa simp section.
No, don't call him a fucking simp. That's Wolf, motherfucker.
No, I'm talking about the four of us as a collective.
I'm not a Thunder Rosa simp. I'm a Thunder Rosa critic.
Wolf, Treasy, and LaFuron. That's Thunder, like the four of us.
Thunder Rosa has sandbagged people on TV.
Oh yeah, that was like the whole crux of her feud with Britt Baker after she won the title.
So I like from a professional standpoint, I cannot get behind Thunder Rosa completely, even though I know she's wildly talented, and she's part of the Spanish announce team. So I love everything that she does for wrestling in the community. To be involved with an announcement team, just to give some context to that statement, means that you are trying to give a voice to wrestling for everyone in your culture. She is out there, and she was doing it for AEW while she was injured, when she could have been sitting on her hands and getting paid. So Thunder Rosa, man, good for you, but fuck you for sandbagging everybody.
I couldn't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah, Anaconda don't want none. If she's got
it don't bother me none.
Yeah,
She's good.
great. She's great, but don't sandbag, dude. Just sell your shit, dude. It's a fucking business. She's been in business for herself. I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like that. I think she's fantastic. She's a Dustin Rhodes trainee.
Doesn't she have her own promotion down in Texas too?
She does.
Hmm.
Yeah. So and Dustin Rhodes is one of the greatest character professional wrestlers in the history of the game. Goldust, you're never gonna do better than that.
Give that dude the TNT strap. Just give it to him. Just let him have fun with it.
Give him the world title. Let
him finish his story.
Dustin Rhodes be a world champion.
No,
I mean that'd be nice, but I'm just being realistic. I don't know.
What? No, Wolf, I agree with you, but the TNT title makes the most sense for Dustin, right? But I don't want him to be a mid-card. But if you are going to put a mid-card title on him, you're only cementing his legacy as a mid-card champion when he has contributed so much to the fucking game.
One of the best mid-card champions of all time. I mean, it's an upper echelon. I mean, you could be mid-card, but to be one of the best mid-carders of all time, I mean, that's saying something too.
Well, what does that say about his father? Talk about the legacy, man.
It's a hell of a shadow, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I think,
yeah. Dustin as Goldust had a trajectory that could have just kept going. Had the click, had these people not wanted to get with that character. I mean, there's been shoot interviews where Scott Hall refused to work with Goldust. He just couldn't get with the whole gimmick, and I get it. Whatever, it was a different time.
Dustin didn't even know what the word androgynous meant when Vince pitched the idea to him.
Yeah,
probably because of the cocaine. But moving on. Scott Hall was fucking zooted up to the gills at all times.
Yeah, I guess Anyway, I mean, I would be okay with Dustin as a world champion only if he got a proper run with it. I don't want to just see them give him the belt and have it for a month and then drop it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's not one of those things where it's I want him just to get the belt, just so you can have his name on the legacy of your world title. No, I want him to have a proper run with it.
Well, Dustin Rhodes is one of those wrestlers. Excuse me. That falls into a lot of categories for greatness. Yes, definitely one of the best character performers of all time in professional wrestling. One fantastic mouthpiece, but one of his moves is one of the most convincing moves in professional. We always argue about who has the best drop kick, right? That's pretty. Who has the best scoop power slam? It's fucking Dustin Rhodes, straight the fuck up, no arguments.
Yeah.
Wolf, I agree with you completely, man. Put the belt on him and let him ride it out into the sunset. Give it to him for 5 to 6 months, and then let him hang his boots on it, and he goes out a champion, just like Sting.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
And Danielson went out a champion too. Well,
yeah,
kinda.
Danielson had the shortest AEW World Championship run in the history of the company.
Punk.
Huh?
Punk only held it for a day.
Injury. We're talking about kayfabe, brother. It's still real.
Yeah, but then again, he did come back with that belt and proclaim himself the real world champion. And now John Cena's the real world champion.
Oh, we're back to talking about fucking Cena again. Son of a bitch. WWE's ruining our fucking podcast. Oh, Rollins is back.
Hi, Rollins.
Damn it, Cena.
God damn it, we for 5 minutes and you can't control him, Shane.
Breaking through the steel cage door, Rollins as usual. Hey, Rollins, it's nice to see you actually stick out a full podcast. It's a joke. It's a joke.
With you been bailing on the pod?
I see why, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit, but like Rollins is still treated like Rollins in the fan hub server, and that's bullshit. If we
Yeah,
did
like
Oh, for real?
that's bullshit. Fuck that. I'm gonna speak out against it now, and I know people are gonna hear this because I'm gonna plaster this fucking podcast around the fan hub as soon as it's done. But like, hey man, Rollins is a fucking mark, just like the rest of us, and deserves some goddamn respect. And if he has an opinion, don't fucking just shut him down because you don't like it. He's the one person on the pods over there that takes the most shit. I have the worst fucking attitude and opinion, and Rollins takes more shit than me. I love Rollins, man. So Rollins is good people.
yeah.
So
I don't know what I did to piss Kelson off, but
hey man, I love Kelson. Kelson's grown on me. I love him. We put our shit to bed, but like our friendship is topical. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm about what the fan hub does. We're not
I get
getting
along
into
with everybody now. I'm not looking for.
I wish
I got real life shit going on. You know?
Apparently,
this
apparently
a
there are
hobby.
people out there who
Hobby.
don't like me.
Yeah, it's a hobby. Treat it what it is, man. Treat each other
Yeah.
with respect. If you don't like someone else's opinion, pass on it. Pro wrestling is toxic as fuck because people are really quick to attack each other. Strangers, man.
Yeah.
This is an art.
stranger danger, stranger danger.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. The one thing that we all enjoy. I mean, we all enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
just talk civil about it. Get along.
Yeah.
Just because you like one flavor of it and I like the other doesn't mean we can't speak about. You know, we both speak the language.
Yeah.
We can still have a conversation.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I'm not taking shots at the fan hub, man. I'm back.
Oh, let's do it. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, the fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Fuck you,
Shane's had a
Kelsey.
couple shots of whiskey. Let's go. No, dude, it's just
Something
the
about
fan hub is what it
graveyards.
is. It's a great place for people to share in likeness of mind as long as it stays topical. But like when it comes down to the pods, man, you know, structure's different over here because we could say whatever the fuck we want, and I like that. You know. And we
Yeah.
should be
I just
you know-
hopped on. I barely talked tonight. I just hopped on to hang out with you guys. Been a while.
Man, I'm glad to
Been
see
a long
you,
time.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Glad to see you're doing good, dude. A little long in the
Yeah.
face. That's new.
Just living life, man. You know.
Still up in Jersey?
Yeah.
What up? I'm headed there this
Hey.
summer. I was about to hit
Hey.
you up. I'm going to Wildwood.
Go
I was about
for
to
it.
hit you up and be like, yeah, let's hit a fucking bar, dude. Look,
Bring your guitar. Oh shit! I probably have a guitar that you can play.
yeah.
Hey, by the way, you know who's not living life well right now? Christopher Daniels.
Damn.
Rollins sucked us back into wrestling. Fuck Christopher Daniels.
What did Christopher Daniels ever do to
Yeah, what
you?
On fucking screen, blading himself.
Oh, I
God.
saw that. Yeah,
Who
okay.
got fired for that? That's the real question. Someone should have gotten fired for that shit. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
No, I'm loving how they've like put Daniels into this feud with MJF and Hangman. I'm loving this feud. But I want to clarify one thing because you guys all jumped on me when I said the other day, like, I want this feud to have the title. I'm not saying that going into Revolution, this match should be for the title. When they revisit it down the line, the title should be off of Moxley and
No poop.
and it should be the title should be
I know.
contested between these two. Like
Yeah.
Daniels
I
on
think-
are you implying Daniels on a title run?
no, I'm talking about MJF and Hangman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
I like that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that to end. I wanted to see it keep going.
and I'm not Wolf, I'm not saying this should be a one-off. Like
Mm-mm.
I'm just simply saying that like if they come when if and or when they revisit this feud, it should be for the title. Whether MJF is the champion or Hangman is the champion. Either way, this match, when they run it back at some point, should be for the title.
Do you think that MJF's tattoo is real?
No.
No.
Okay. So So we're all in agreement that the tattoo removal was a work.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Oh, for sure.
So when is MJF debuting in NXT?
5 years from now. Once he's done.
If they put him in NXT, I am personally flying over to Connecticut and I'm slapping Triple H in the face.
They wouldn't put MJF in NXT. He's one of the biggest things in AEW, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool.
the main roster.
I don't like they made him a stooge. I want him. I want MJF to be cutting them CM Punk promos on and I'm saying it. I want him to be cutting them Punk promos on every single Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah, MJF is believable. Punk is not.
Genuinely, what I'm loving about MJF right now is he had that babyface run, and people were loving him. But during his feud with Ospreay, people just turned on him instantly. During this feud with Hangman, people turned on him instantly. And you're seeing that character arc with him. I am loving it. How, like, anytime Hangman has brought something up about you have all these accolades, but it still seems like you're angry about something. And it's that you haven't gotten their acceptance. MJF just snapped. It was the same thing when he was feuding with Ospreay. Whenever Ospreay mentioned how the fans turned their backs on you, MJF just snapped. It is the one thing that you can tell is just driving him crazy. And I am absolutely loving how they have incorporated that in, like, they keep going back to it, but they do it so well that it hits the same way every time.
And that's how, and you're their target demographic. I'm going to say this because it's professional wrestling. They're looking for that reaction in you, which means that they're doing it correctly. The real question is what's the future for MJF look like? Like, are they gonna? I would like to see him win this match. I love Adam Page. Adam Page is always going to be a champion in AEW. MJF needs to win more than Adam Page does. Say that MJF wins this match clean. What does that mean for the future of MJF?
Right.
I don't know, because the Swerve versus Ricochet match is now like
a number one contendership match.
Which, by the way, as much as I want to see Swerve back in the world title picture,
I want to see Ricochet go after the world title. I think Ricochet is my pick to win that match.
I'm picking Ricochet partially because where is Dynasty happening? Philadelphia.
Go Birds.
And do I think it's a coincidence that Ricochet has been like wearing all this Philadelphia Eagles stuff recently? No. Isn't he from Philly?
I don't know.
No, but I think he's just a fan.
My whole family just walked in through the back door, guys.
Nice.
Guys, MJF is from New York, correct?
Long Island, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's up, Long Island?
The most magical place on earth, Long Island, New York.
Hey guys, I got to wrap. I gotta put groceries away. My wife is telling me. So, hey man, glad to be back on the pod. Really quick before we get out of here and close it down because we're going on an hour as well. Shout out to to you guys that are here, Wolf, Boss, Rollins. Let's get back together next week and talk about the fallout from Revolution. Maybe we can suck Dreezy and Bill Volkner. You guys call him Volkner. That's Bill Herster to me. That's like one of my best friends from high school. like that's like that's my homie. Before we go, who's winning Cope versus who's going for Cope versus excuse me,
Mox.
Mox. It's Mox.
I got Mox. I got Mox.
I have Mox winning, but Christian cashes in.
Christian cashes in. I'm Boss. I'm with you.
Let me just say this. I hope they keep the title on Moxley all the way until Darby's back. Like, it feels like the Darby ship has sailed. Let's do something else.
I think Darby comes back and becomes AEW World Champion 6 months down the road.
He takes him Christian. That would be nice.
He's too busy. He's too busy freezing his ass off on Everest.
Yeah.
So hey,
but in terms of this match, I gotta go with. I'm actually gonna go with Cope so that Christian's cash in is bigger.
Or
Okay.
the other option I've been hearing is Christian hasn't signed the contract. What if the ultimate opportunist, Jay White, were to steal it, sign it, pin Mox?
That's kind of what Shane was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like Christian comes out, but the contract's not signed. I was trying to figure out how Jay White would be deserving of a world title.
I mean, he's always deserving of a world title.
No,
He's one
don't
of
get me
the
wrong, he is for sure. And it's
best wrestlers in the world.
yeah, but that makes sense. That could work.
Yeah, because like LeFuron was the one who was like making a big deal of it. It's like, oh, the contract isn't signed. And I'm like, no, hold on a second. They could do something here.
Yeah.
Because Christian
did they mention that on TV that it wasn't signed?
I think so, but I'm not
Really?
sure. I didn't watch a whole
I
lot
don't
of
remember.
Dynamite in the second half last year because I couldn't find a way to. I'm
Gotcha.
catching
Sorry.
Dynamite every week. I'm catching Collision. Even after like WWE PLEs, I will go home like midnight and I'll just sit there and I'll watch Collision. That's what I
Yeah.
did past Saturday.
Okay, speaking of Christian Cage and all that, what happened to the Ops or whatever it was called? Like, did they just disappear
No.
after that 6? It seems
No,
like
there's
after
still,
that
there's
6.
still listen. Have you not heard their gimmick thing? They will catch you lacking. They're gonna catch Christian lacking.
So
They're gonna catch him when you least expect it. And
So we're
They're-
talking. So we're talking about Christian Cage getting involved at Revolution. Does Samoa
do the
Joe come?
Ops get involved? Sure. And maybe the contract conveniently slides over to Jay White. He sees that it's unsigned. Some fan hands him a pen. Some fan. It's gonna be a plant. Hands him a pen. He signs it. Cashes in on Mox. The Ops caught Christian lacking, and it led to Jay White being AEW World Champion.
I don't
That
think
sounds
Jay,
good.
I don't think that Jay White needs that much exposition to be a world champion. I think he could just go up there, do Jay White, and beat the shit out of anybody and hold that. That's you're not giving that dude enough credit. He's one of the.
Oh,
most
I see what you mean, Shane.
No,
Yeah.
he is undoubtedly one of the biggest talents in the world, and it's not that I don't want him to have like the thing where he gets the world championship his way, but I'm just trying to figure this out as he would be the ultimate opportunist here, and this would be his ultimate opportunity.
Fair. I see what you're saying. So, are we gonna bring this thing home?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Well, but hey, boys. Again, I'm putting away groceries while I'm wrapping up this pod. Hey, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your.
Should.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your days. Rollins, you want to bring it home? I could hear your screen sniping me right now.
He's
Hey.
like delayed or something. He's on a delay.
Yeah, I think he's on it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hey, the guys, I appreciate you guys giving us our time for the prediction show
No,
today.
I'm not
We talked a lot of
delayed.
shit.
It's just that I plugged my computer into my monitor, so now I can't really hear you guys. So I'm having to
I'm
listen
sorry.
to
I
the
was just
stream
joking.
through my iPad on YouTube so I can hear what the
Ooh.
hell you guys are saying.
We're gonna wrap up.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened, but yeah. It's good to be back on the pod. I want to keep getting these done. That's why I've been pushing them so hard in the server. Sorry, if I've been a bit of an asshole about that. never my intention to drive wedge in the server at all. But
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't.
That's kind of our thing. Our thing is kind of like
you know I'm
shaking
trying
up the
to
fan
say
up
there,
to
Wolf.
this, so.
Yeah, but you overthink things, buddy. Don't.
Hey, friends call out friends. Hey, listen, to everyone that tuned into this shit tonight, thank you so much. I'm sure that we're gonna do a couple more of these again.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah, for sure. And then, obviously. So, I got a dip. On that note, guys, love you guys. Revolution's gonna be great. We'll see you guys next week. Okay.
All right. Love you, boys. Take care.
Yep. Be
See
good,
ya.
boys. And this is the Exploding
Yeah.
DeathCast. Check it out.
What is my mouse not working? There it is. All right. All right.